Welcome to Echoes of Love. Tonight, we're diving into a tale of passion, betrayal, and the thirst for revenge that will leave you questioning everything. But be warned, once you step into this world, there's no turning back. If you're hooked, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new story of love and vengeance. And if you have your own, share it in the comments. We might just turn your real-life tale into a video, with your name featured. Let's dive in. I woke to the sound of my own heartbeat hammering in my ears. The ceiling above me wasn't the cracked plaster of the psychiatric ward where I died, but the familiar soft cream paint of my childhood bedroom. My mother's handiwork. My breath caught. I lifted my hand. Slender fingers, unscarred, perfect. Not the burned and broken hands that Nathan and Emily had destroyed in my last life. I whispered to myself, trembling. I really came back. The blankets fell away as I slid from bed, still dizzy with disbelief. My second chance. My rebirth. Just as my foot touched the floor, a shrill voice ripped through the house. "What's wrong with you? Smashing things first thing in the morning. Do you really think this is your house?" Aunt Lucy. For a heartbeat, I thought it was another nightmare. But then I heard another, softer voice. "Mary, Emily's mother." I didn't mean to. I descended the stairs calmly, schooling my face into a smile. This time, I wasn't going to be the naive fool they fed on. "Aunt Mary," I greeted sweetly. "Where's Emily?" Mary looked at me, stunned, as if the version of me she expected was missing. She stammered, "Emily went to class, a Saturday." A lie. I almost laughed. "Oh, did you come to see me then?" My tone was polite, but my eyes pinned her like a knife. She fumbled for an excuse. "No, nothing. It's fine." Inside, memories burned like acid. In my last life, I had given her money again and again, money my mother earned through blood and sacrifice. Mary said my mother had stolen her husband's factory. A lie that poisoned Nathan against us. A lie that made my mother die heartbroken. My jaw clenched. This time, things would be different. I walked past her and whispered to Aunt Lucy, "If Mom comes home, tell her I went out," and I left before Mary could hide the guilt twitching across her face. I already knew where Emily was. The calf, the place where, in my last life, fate had shoved her into Nathan's arms. I waited at the corner, camera ready. And right on cue, Emily came pedaling up, nervous, awkward, her bike rattling. A stray dog darted out. She squealed, toppled, scraped her knee, and slammed into the side of a black luxury car. My stomach clenched when I saw the license plate. Nathan's car. The beginning of my ruin. The dog's owner stormed over, shouting at Emily. She trembled, eyes filling with tears, unable to speak. Then the car door opened. Nathan, tall, handsome, with that careless arrogance that had once made me love him. He glanced at the scratch, then at Emily. "Are you an idiot? Someone scolds you, and you don't even know how to fight back." I watched through my lens, my hands steady. Emily blushed, stammered an apology, wrote her number, shoved it into his hand, and ran off. Nathan smiled faintly at her retreating back. In that moment, my chest ached with the ghost of betrayal, but I pressed record. This time, their fated meeting belonged to me. Days passed, and Mary came again, this time to beg. My mother was home, and for once, Mary faltered. I smiled at her. "Aunt Mary, are you here to ask for money again?" She turned pale. My mother's newspaper rustled down. "If you don't need money," Mom said coldly, "then return everything you borrowed." Mary froze. My mother had called a lawyer. When the figures were read aloud, her face crumbled. 329,000. Emily rushed in, pretending to protect her mother, only to be met with my mom's sharp gaze. "Sign the contract. Pay it back." For the first time, Emily's fake sweetness faltered, and she signed, lips pressed tight. Watching her squirm, I almost pitied her. Almost. But the real game had only begun. At school, Nathan tried to act as if nothing had changed. "Claire, why didn't you wait for me this morning?" he asked with boyish charm. My lips curved. I had things to do. He didn't notice the distance in my eyes. That afternoon, I waited near the school gate, camera in hand again. Right on schedule, Emily crashed into his car again. Her knee bleeding, her voice soft, her eyes shimmering with helplessness. This time Nathan scooped her into his arms without hesitation. "Don't act tough. I'll take you to the infirmary." His tone was gentle, indulgent, the same tone he used to once use with me. And I caught it all. Every tender word, every glance. When he later called to cancel our plans, I answered calmly, "It's fine. You're busy." But inside, a fire burned. I played along, let him think I was still the forgiving Fianchi. I even let my mother tease me. Don't you love him anymore? You used to be crazy about him. I forced a smile. Who hasn't been blind before? If I don't like him, I'll break up. But my mother wasn't fooled. She looked straight into my eyes. You're hiding something. For the first time in both my lives, I told her everything. The betrayal, the psychiatric ward, the way Nathan handed my paintings to Emily. My voice broke, and tears blurred my sight. When I finished, her arms wrapped around me, fierce and trembling. Those people, she hissed. That boy, that family, they will pay. And I swore to her, they would. So when I finally met Nathan for dinner, I put on the performance of my life. I let my eyes shimmer with tears, my lips tremble. If you've fallen for someone else, just tell me, I'll step aside. He panicked instantly. No, it's not like that. Don't cry. It's my fault. He grabbed my hand, desperate. I let him think he'd won me back, even as Emily watched from the corner with eyes burning in envy. I excused myself to the restroom, leaving him at the table. I didn't need to wait long. Emily, clumsy as ever, spilled drinks on a customer. Shouts erupted. The man shoved her, demanded she be fired. Perfect. I recorded everything. And when Nathan stormed in to defend her, throwing out the customer, Emily looked at him like he hung the moon. I slipped my arm into Nathan's, smile sweet as poison. Are you finished eating? Let's go. Emily lowered her head, and Nathan looked guilty, torn, but he let me drag him away. That night, the campus forum exploded with photos. Emily with Nathan's car, Emily in Nathan's arms, Emily defended by Nathan at the restaurant. My carefully planted seeds bloomed into scandal. Students whispered, Emily's hitting on her cousin's boyfriend. Nathan doesn't seem uninterested either. For the first time, Emily tasted the sour bite of public scorn. And it was only the beginning. The next morning, I pretended to scroll through my phone as whispers spread across campus like wildfire. Did you see the photos? Emily with Nathan, so shameless. Poor Claire. How could her cousin do that? Each word was a knife for Emily, and I watched from a distance as her hands shook trying to deny the rumors. But the more she explained, the guiltier she looked. For once, I didn't defend her. I let the silence hang heavy, let suspicion crush her fake innocence. Nathan, desperate, chased after me between classes. Claire, you believe me, don't you? Nothing happened between us. His voice cracked. I tilted my head, studying him, then whispered just loud enough for Emily to hear. I want to believe you. But why does she keep appearing around you? Then I pulled my hand away and left, my eyes brimming with unshed tears. That night, I uploaded the video of Emily deleting files in my studio. Not the full thing, just enough for the seed of doubt to bloom. Emily Sterling, the caption read, hard work or stolen talent. Within hours, it was everywhere. Mary stormed into our home the next evening, dragging Emily, both their faces pale. Claire, please, delete it. She'll be ruined. Emily clutched my arm with trembling fingers. Cousin, I never. Stop lying, I snapped, my voice like ice. You deleted my registration, stole my work, and I stayed silent. If you hadn't spoken up, I wouldn't have exposed you. My tears came hot and fast, and I let them fall, knowing my mother and the lawyer she'd summoned were watching. Why, Emily? Why was destroying me never enough? Emily collapsed to her knees, sobbing. Mary pleaded, she's still young. Claire, forgive her. But forgiveness was a luxury I no longer believed in. The painting competition came next. I arrived with my mother, walking through a sea of flashing cameras, chin high. Emily sat beside me, whispering smugly, cousin, this championship is mine. I smiled softly. Definitely not you. When the host finally announced the winner, Claire Sterling, creator of Resonance, the spotlight froze Emily mid-rise, her smile frozen into a grotesque mask. She looked ridiculous, half standing in triumph that never came. Gasps and laughter rippled through the audience, but she didn't stop. No, she copied me. I submitted first. Her shrill voice echoed through the hall. My chest heaved, not with fear, but with grim satisfaction. Calmly, I handed the USB drive to the host. Play it. On the big screen, the surveillance video rolled. Emily's voice, clear and undeniable. Claire doesn't need this chance, but I do. No one will notice. The judges turned, fury etched into their faces. You dare question our decision after plagiarizing? One demanded. Emily crumbled, begging, her sobs filling the hall. I leaned close, whispering where only she could hear. "This is exactly what you deserve." The story exploded online. Cousin steals champion's painting. Young heir caught cheating with Fianki's cousin. Emily and Mary lost every job, every scrap of dignity. Nathan's name was dragged through the mud with them. He begged me to meet. For the first time, I agreed. Sitting across from him in a caf, he reached for my hands. "Claire, there's nothing between me and Emily. It was all a mistake. Give me one more chance." I tilted my head, pretending to remember. "Do you recall when you confessed to me after your race? You said every future trophy would be another confession to me." His eyes lit up with hope. "Then win another. If you do, I'll forgive you." The hook sank deep. Nathan threw himself into racing again, desperate to prove himself. His leg, still weak from injury, strained under the pressure, but pride wouldn't let him stop. Race day came. I wore the same dress I'd worn at his first confession. He beamed at me from the track. "I'll win for you." But whispers from the crowd reached his ears, rumors I had planted. That the Grant family was collapsing. That Sterling had already cut ties. His concentration fractured. On the final lap, pain flared. His car swerved, and metal screamed as it slammed into the wall. Gasps echoed. People rushed forward. I remained seated, my face calm, my heart cold. Hours later, the doctor's voice announced the truth. To save his life, we must amputate. Mrs. Grant collapsed, sobbing. Nathan's career, his pride, his future gone in an instant. When he woke, I was there. His eyes burned with hatred. "This was your doing." I sat beside him, voice steady. "Hurts, doesn't it? When everything you love is stolen from you." His face twisted. "You're ruthless, Claire Sterling." I leaned closer, my whisper cutting him open. "And you made me this way." Behind me, Emily lingered in the doorway, face pale. He spotted her, and his fury snapped. "Get out," he roared, throwing a glass at the wall. Shards scattered at her feet. She fled, sobbing. That was the last time I saw them together. The Grant family collapsed within months. Deals failed, shareholders fled, factories shut down. Their empire, once towering, crumbled brick by brick under the weight of my mother's quiet hand and my own vengeance. On the day Sterling signed the final contract, the Grants sat broken across from me. Mrs. Grant's eyes blazed. "Claire, when you were with Nathan, did we treat you poorly?" I met her gaze with calm steel. "None of you are innocent." The old patriarch signed with a trembling hand. As chaos erupted behind me, I walked away, the echo of their downfall like thunder at my back. For the first time, I felt free. My mother's hand clasped mine, warm and steady, and I whispered to myself, "This time I won."